115 countries and 22 international organizations have presented their pavilions at Expo in the capital of Kazakhstan to showcase the essence of future energy. Important events, innovative technologies and the greenest projects in the program Astana Expo 2017. Expo in Astana has become a dialogue platform not only for countries' participants, but also for researchers and inventors. As a part of exposition in the capital, the first Congress of Scientists and Engineers of Central Asia was held in Astana. More than 1,000 delegates from 50 countries across the world have discussed pressing issues in the field of renewable sources of energy. Nobel Prize laureates and other international awards recipients have presented their reports at the event. I believe a Congress of such a level for us Kazakhstan will give a lot of benefits. Newest technologies today allow us to produce this energy already in Kazakhstan, because 10 years ago the wind turbines and solar panels were expensive. Today they became cheaper by 4 or 5 times, thanks to new technologies. Therefore, we have many prospects for Kazakhstan, and our guests told that the scientists of Kazakhstan are indeed setting for a good result. To at least understand what has been discussed by the delegates of the Congress, it will be necessary to remember a couple of elementary physics formulas. Numbers, estimates and prognosis are a short plan of every report. Chan-Ray Kwon, a Nobel laureate, believes that only with careful treatment to our environment we will be able to come to economic growth. According to him, soon the climate on planet Earth will change by 4 Celsius degrees, and even such insignificant changes will have a destructive effect on the whole humanity.
I would like to highlight some of the salient features of the paradigm shift towards a low-carbon economy. First, low-carbon economy is not just a matter of increasing the use of clean energy. In fact, it is a matter of getting out of the current high-carbon economic system and building a new low-carbon economic system. Low-carbon economy requires low-carbon tax structure. Unless we remove our fossil fuel subsidy and increase tax incentives for clean energy, we cannot expect to have a substantial increase of clean energy investment in our economy. Second, low-carbon economy is not just a matter of changing energy system, but it means to redesign our overall physical infrastructure towards a low-carbon city, low-carbon building, and a low-carbon transport system.
The scientist Edward Volkov agrees with his colleague. According to the Russian expert, the energy revolution is inevitable. The earlier the world understands it, the better. The nearest future for energy and for electric energy in particular might be quite revolutionary. The profile of generated energy, transmission networks, consumers, means of energy control, all of that will change. We are awaiting the great changes. The general trends are renewable energy with very large unit capacities, networks of high voltage, use of superconducting materials in electrical energy, and most importantly, control with the use of internet, which is called smart grid.
Самое главное это управление с помощью интернета, то, что называется smart grid, умные сети.
Apart from theoretical discussions, the exposition presented specific engineering developments as well. For instance, a house fully equipped with solar panels. The creators tell that on one hand, it serves as protection from scorching sun, on the other as a source of energy. The main concept of the creators is green technologies, which can be used not only on large factories, but also at home. To develop only one thing is not a right thing to do. We should think, yes, indeed, Fukushima pushed everyone away from nuclear energy, but it is the cheapest energy. The main issue there is the security. Minister of Energy Kanat Bozumbayev took part in the Congress. He believes that by 2050, the demand for coal and gas will significantly lower. The decline is expected due to energy efficiency. By recycling plastic, the decline of the demand is possible in oil market as well. Meanwhile, the shares of solar and wind energy will be growing. Demand for gas will decrease by 5% in 2050 due to energy generation from renewable sources of energy. The global demand for coal will decrease from 5.6 billion tons in 2015 to 2.6 billion tons by 2050 due to environmental legislation and competition from gas and energy from renewable sources of energy. The share of energy produced by solar panels and wind turbines across the world will increase by 10 times from 5% to 50% by 2050. In particular, solar energy generation will have an average growth rate of 10.2% and wind 7.1%. Development of green technologies is investment into the future. However, it is important to recognize that conventional types of fuel will be actively used at least for a few more decades. The scientists of the whole world agree with that fact. However, Kazakhstan, having large stocks of fossil fuels, is already on its way to transition to renewable sources of energy. To implement innovative projects and share experience, there are more than 100 countries and 22 international organizations participating in International Exposition in Astana. For instance, as a part of Austrian delegation, more than 100 of Austrian entrepreneurs and investors have arrived to the capital of Kazakhstan.
Ja, insbesondere im Bereich der Wasserkraft, Hydropower. Wir haben sehr gute Firmen, die in diesen Bereichen tätig sind. Eine davon
We have projects in the field of wind energy, which might be interesting for Kazakhstan. Here at Expo, the Pavilion of Best Practices presents 3 Austrian companies. We will be visiting them. Also, during the session of Austrian-Kazakhstani Commission on Economic Cooperation, which I am honored to chair, I hope that we will be able to sign agreements on the most of collaborative projects.
Und hoffe dort noch, dass wir noch weitere Projekte in diesen Bereichen identifizieren werden.
Regarding the Pavilion of Austria, it is one of the most interesting and interactive ones at the exhibition Astana Expo 2017. The designers of the space have thought out everything in such a way so that each visitor could be personally involved in the process of producing energy. For instance, the symbolical waterfall at the pavilion is not random. More than 68% of energy in Austria is produced on hydroelectric stations. This pavilion is used as a platform on which we present our technologies. To demonstrate the importance and impact of each person, we themed our pavilion under the motto "Mind plus Soul plus Power." Austria positions itself as a reliable and loyal partner of Kazakhstan. We offer an economic program by which we will be able to build new business relations between the two countries and strengthen the current ones. According to the authors of the project, the interactive presentation forms a careful attitude toward energy. Austria's pavilion is a know-how in the field of green energy, supplied with bright decor and presented in an interesting form to the visitors. Also, having ridden a bicycle, children, for instance, will always remember the process of energy production with the use of that type of transport. Austria has already celebrated its National Day at the exposition in Astana. On such days, the celebration begins with a ceremony of raising flags of both countries. During the procession, boy choir from Monastery of St. Florian sang hymns of both nations. Austrian technologies at the International Exposition are presented not only at the National Pavilion of this country. For instance, one of the companies set tubes for water supply of Expo area. The other one equipped the main pavilion of the hosting country, Nuralem, with solar panels. Energy which they receive supplies the lighting of futuristic sphere. Also, in collaboration with Kazakhstan, we plan to hold a Day of Technologies. The organizers of this event are Ministry of Innovations and Technologies in Austria and Ministry of Energy in Kazakhstan. We will share experience in hydro energy, solar energy, and we will also design a project of smart city. Austria is proud of its achievements in the field of green energy. Today it is in the list of top 10 countries on energy efficiency and waste management. The motherland of Mozart, Strauss and Schubert, a country cycling and hot roll lovers, today Austria is well known by its achievements in green energy as well. Astana has prepared a number of cultural and concert programs for guests and residents of the city. In addition, for the whole period of international exhibition Expo, the Boulevard Nurjol has become some form of art gallery. Astana Art Fest is an annual cross-disciplinary multicultural festival which combines art, architecture, sculpture, industrial design, choreography and theater.
Astana Art Fest проходит третий раз в этом году.
Astana Art Fest is an art festival which is held for the third time this year. This is an art festival which I can say is an international one because we have artists and architects from 10 countries taking part in a festival this year. Fest was organized with support of Astana's Akimat. The headliners this time were Steven Seagal, Aragorn Dikrid, Dundu Theater, Edward Kazaryan, Saule Suleimanova and art group Kazakh Tractor. The exhibit begins with an installation created by architects of the festival, Yeldar Hasanov, Roman and Mikhail Belichko. The space of the festival has 7 sections: contemporary art, architecture, industrial design, music, theater and performance, fashion, Nomad 2.0.
В этом году концепция фестиваля Nomad Energy. В связи с Expo мы хотели новым нашим иностранным...
This year, the concept of festival is Nomad Energy. Due to Expo, we wanted to show our foreign guests our history, nomadism, its philosophy, but in a more modern form of interpretation, a nomad but in a modern format. Through fire, with its theatrical and musical accompaniments, we wanted to show the energy of nomadism. Our theme was brightly conveyed by artists from Japan. They made a half of yurt a stop in their own vision. All participants learned history of nomads, who they are, which is reflected in their objects.
Все участники изучали нашу историю, изучали кочевников, кто они, и это отражается в их объектах.
Because of multiple directions in art, the authors of the festival call their brainchild unique. They believe that Astana Art Fest has few analogs across the world.
Он уникален в том, что во всем мире практикуется фестиваль искусства только в одном направлении.
It is unique. Across the world, the art festivals are held in one direction. Here in Astana, we made a mix. You can see painting art, architecture and innovations. Not only young artists of Kazakhstan took part in it, but also did the famous foreign ones. We have this kind of collaboration, in which they can learn from each other. This provides development for our young artists, and guests can reveal the truth themselves via art, because these art objects carry some thought with them.
Через какие-то объекты, потому что арт-объекты у нас несут какой-то основной посыл.
Philosophical reflections of the visitors will be complemented by stage performances every weekend by singers, dancers, and even theater actors. During festival, both Kazakhstani and foreign artists will present a concert program. We really liked everything here. It is all beautifully done. I quote my grandpa, "We don't even have to go to Europe. Everything is beautiful here as well, and was made with a good taste. We've been to Europe, and it is not different there. Everything is beautiful, well done." As a part of Art Fest, there will be art forum held in Astana, which will have panel discussions, masterclasses, urbanism lectures, and art influence on the environment. The fest area has a co-working center. The organizers made sure that the area had its own peculiarity. Everyone can take part in a special offer. One can exchange his or her personal thing for a t-shirt with a picture of Kazakh Batyr. The things of participants will be donated to charity.